I'm Gassor and I'm going to take you through the Outward Crescent Kick. This kick is a variation of the traditional Taekwondo vertical kick. It is mainly for hip flexibility, but if you are struggling with the hook kick, then the Outward Crescent Kick is an easier option for you. The easiest way to first do the Outward Crescent Kick is to go into your fighting stance and to perform the kick off your rear leg. From there then, step 1, we're going to turn our front foot to release our hip. Step 2, we're going to lift our leg at 45 degrees on the inside. We're going to circle all the way through, hitting with the outer edge of our foot, and then we can either come back for maximum hip flexibility, or we can land the leg in front. Before we discuss the kick in more detail, here's the kick off the right and left leg from different angles. First pointer is we turn our front foot to release our hip. If we don't turn that front foot, then the leg will come up straight and out. So we're limiting our hip flexibility, making it more difficult for ourselves with the momentum aspect. And if we're using it as a striking technique, then it'll be coming up straight, so it'll scuff the legs on the way up or at the elbow joint and break your foot. So we turn the front foot to release the hip. The leg then can come up to the side of the opponent. When you make the outward crescent kick, then you can hit the side of the face, score your point, or if we're just doing it in the air, get a nice range of flexibility going through. A good way to make sure we're lifting our leg to the side of the opponent first is to use a chair. If we go into our fighting stance in the centre of the chair, if we release our hip now and do the kick correctly, we will go over the chair. If we initiate the kick too early and don't bring it around, we're going to clip the chair on the way up and not be able to go all the way through. Here is a fun way of practicing it in class. When making that outward crescent kick, try and keep your shoulders up and close to in line. This way, when we make the technique, our toes are pointed up towards the ceiling and we end up with a nice outward crescent kick. Whereas if we dip our shoulder, we break the angle of the outward crescent kick and we do a different kick. Also, as you can see, it's harder to recoil behind. You have to wrench your hip down. Another important way of keeping the angle of the outward crescent kick is your knee positioning. When you make contact with the outward crescent kick, your knee should be pointed upwards. That way then, when the leg extends, the toes are up. If my knee is pointed anywhere else, say over here, it again changes the angle of your kick. Power comes from the hip rotation, so a big, quick motion should give you a stronger kick. To create maximum damage when we are connecting with the kick, we want to use the strongest part of our outer edge of our foot. This would be the lower half, because we've got the heel which is very strong and the lower outer edge is really dense as well. Whereas when we go to the top, it gets a little bit thinner and weaker, and also we've got more chance of connecting with the toes and breaking our toes. So you want to be kicking with this part here. Also, when making the kick, try not to point your toes as they may connect first and break. Another way of making sure your foot is protected is to also tense or flex your foot on impact so the bones are tightened and we got a harder, stronger kick. The main target areas are to the jaw or to the temple. The kick can also be used to clear the opponent's guard. Now let's go through different positions we can throw the outward crescent kick from. So first of all, just going to start with the lead outward crescent kick. Now to do this, we can't just lift our leg up and throw the outward crescent kick because we won't be to the side. So again, we have to turn our back foot to release our hip so it can come across. We make the outward crescent kick off the lead leg and then place it down. When you're doing this, make sure you're not leaning your body weight forward, otherwise you won't be able to lift your leg and make the kick. If you're leaning too far back, obviously you'll fall back. So you want to transfer our body weight onto our back leg whilst we're still in balance. So transfer, lift, then place the leg down. Another way is the skip outward crescent kick. All we have to do is pretend our back foot is the cat, our front leg is the mouse. So we don't want the cat to get the mouse. So if the cat gets the mouse, we get kicked in this position, our feet go from underneath us. So what we want, as the cat comes in, the mouse is leaving, we're initiating the kick. So from here, as the back leg comes in, we initiate, we throw our outward crescent kick, and then we recover. This concludes my tutorial on the outward crescent kick, so check my channel for other tutorials and subscribe for future tutorials. Thank you.